Hey guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to another collections video. Now in this video, excuse me while I close the window, grab my Relentless because I'm going to fucking need it. In this video I'm going to be showcasing my Queen collection. Now I have been asked about this through the ass so many times to get this done. But I've been putting it off for a very good reason, as you're going to see. Because I currently have 4 massive 12-inch record metal container boxes right next to me. So this is going to be like 1 container per video. I've still got all my CDs to go through and everything else. So this is going to take a long time to do. But because everybody's been asking me about it, I feel really bad I haven't done it yet. So now I'm going to get it done. So welcome to part 1 of my Queen record collection. So this is all vinyl. And I'm going to be showing you them as I pull them out of the box. I'm just going to rearrange it a little bit. Basically because I have a lot of shit. So I'm going to show you some 7 inches quickly. These are from South America. Just as you do, because they're in the record box here. So this is Crazy Little Thing Called Love. As you can see, boom, swap that over. We Will Rock You. So that's from the Live Killers album. And that's a Guatemalan 7 inch there. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'll leave the 7 inches actually. I'll leave them till last. So yeah, so let's crack on. Some serious fucking 12-inch action going on right now. So anyway, so first up, I've got a limited edition picture disc of interviews and press conferences. This absolutely fucking beast of a thing. I'll zoom out so you can see it. This absolute beast, which I got ages ago. So if we open it up, comes with a t-shirt, which I've never worn. So, Freddie Mercury t-shirt here. Boom, in one of his poses. So hopefully you guys can see that okay. Get that out of the way. Absolutely terrible folding, but there is a camera in my face. We also have, well, just instructions for the fucking t-shirt. Some photos. Which is pretty cool. Boom. Boom. So these are just postcards. We also have another poster of the man himself, giving it a laldi. And of course the record, which I'm not going to take you through all these records, but this is a picture disc. So I'm going to show you this. So boom. Nice picture disc of Freddie, the man himself there, Queen interviews. So these are awesome. So this, I'm not sure if this would have been available in a shop. It probably would have been. But it's just, yeah, it's just brilliant to have. And I'm really happy that that's in my collection. So I'm going to put all this shit back in here. As it was, because that's what I do. I'm not too bothered about folding of the t-shirt. Just so long as that goes back in there, and that's absolutely fine. So I can't remember how much I paid for that. I got that off of eBay, I know that much, but I can't remember how much I paid for it. So yeah, Queen interviews and press conferences. Big box set thing there. So I'll bung over there. Right, next we have Highlander. Queen Highlander. Now, they did the soundtrack to the film. And this is a rare 12-inch. A lot of these things that I'm going to be showing, I know a lot of collectors are after, so they may have seen this for the first time, or this may be something completely new to them. But this is the Highlander soundtrack on picture disc. Technically a Queen item, because it says Queen on it. So that's fucking awesome. So that is like a soundtrack for the soundtrack for the film. Which is pretty cool. Now a lot of it, now I went absolutely apeshit on spending money on this shit back in the day. I mean, I went apeshit. I went nearly fucking bankrupt because, and this is a good thing actually, because it sort of seen me in good stead for my game collection. Now I know I have a lot of games and I go mad with buying games, and you know, you see pickups videos every other week from me and it's absolutely insane. But this actually taught me a good life lesson to sort of budget. So I do budget now, but I had so much times when I was doing all this Queen collecting that I was running out of money. It was absolutely insane. Right, next we have another interview disc. vinyl in a really grubby sleeve protector, which I presume would be of the period. But we'll take that out of there so you can see the sleeve itself. So there's the sleeve itself. Freddie Mercury, the interview. It's not really so much a sleeve rather than a poster, but it works the same. So it came like this. As you can see, limited collector edition. The vinyl itself isn't exactly mint. It's very yellowed now. But I suppose that's maybe the materials that they used on it. But pretty cool nonetheless. And of course it's something that I'm not going to have or going to find very often. It's an exclusive limited edition only for collector, made in Europe. A lot of this stuff is made in Europe and a lot of it is fan made. So a lot of these rarities are fan made pressings or made by bootleg companies. But there is so much stuff out there, it is absolutely insane, and a lot of this is very hard to get back in the fucking sleeve itself. But I shall persist, because it's what I do. But a lot of this I can't actually remember picking up. Get in there, you fucker. Yeah, a lot of this I can't actually remember picking up. So, you know. But, else I did. Right, okay, now we've got a red wax vinyl album. And this is... It's a special limited edition, so this has got tons and tons of songs on it. But this is a Queen limited edition red wax. Which obviously it's a red wax vinyl. Top Facts, Pics and Info, which is actually the name of the album. If you look for it online you can find it. It's special limited edition to 500 copies. I have copy number 95. Made by Swingin' Pig, which is the company that made this. This was recorded at Earl's Court, London, England, June the 6th, 1977. So we've got lots of really good songs on there. I'm not going to pull the album out of here because I never had this open. This is actually still sealed. So I'm not going to open this up, but it is a red vinyl and it's pretty fucking badass. I've seen pictures of it online, so I'm really happy to have that in my collection. Right, this is one of their bootleg albums. Now these are quite hard to get now. This is Workaholic Ecstasy in Far East. Absolutely enthusiastic. Look at that. Absolutely minging, but I'm not going to pull the vinyls out because all the sides, well, they're clear. I'll pull one out. They're clear vinyl. Clearish. It's like a smoky haze vinyl. And they're all lettered like that. So A for side 1, B for side 2, and so on. So there's 4 sides altogether there. So yeah, so that's awesome. So that would have cost me probably about 40, 50 quid back in the day. I used to have a website that I went on that I actually sort of, I printed off all the contents of, that had all the bootlegs. There was a guy out there that was specifically dedicating his time to finding all the Queen bootlegs. And I would occasionally get in contact with him and, you know, update him on things that I found that he hadn't had on his website. So I was updating him with things that I found that he hadn't got and just stuff like that. So it was really, really cool. But yeah, Queen, absolutely enthusiastic. Here we got Queen, Freddies Boys at the Beeb. So this was recorded at the BBC. You can get this on CD, but this is just another version. This is just like a bootleg version of that. So Freddies Boys at the Beeb. Oh, it's me dropping one. Right, Queen. It's like an anniversary, 1981 to 1988. So I believe this is all the songs that they did in Argentina during their tours there in the 80s. So this is just a mixture of all the songs that they did there. So it's just like somebody's picked the best ones and popped them on a vinyl. So it's pretty cool. As I say, a lot of these are very, very collectible. Queen stuff just never seems to go down in price. So whenever I find, like if I look for Queen stuff now, which I occasionally do, you know, it's very, very expensive stuff. This is Queen's Gold. So it's Queen. So it's a picture of young Freddie Mercury on the front there, and on the back it says Queen, Queen's Gold. And if we flip it open, we've actually got a few LPs in there. So we've got 2 LPs, and that's the track listing down there. So that is from Italy. So that's a 10-inch. It's a 10-inch vinyl. So you get 12-inch, 10-inch, 7-inch. Right, another one. Queen, Remember Freddie. And that's another bootleg. And again from Italy. A lot of these are from Italy. of various different shows that they did. So really awesome. Again, some of the sleeves I might need to replace them because I haven't sort of aged very well. Here's another one. Remember Freddie Park 2? This one I can remember was a bastard to get. I've only ever seen it on eBay once. So very hard to get, so I know this is quite collectible. The first one's fairly common and the second one's quite a hard one to get. Right, so this is a very, very odd one. This is Freddie Mercury Gloria. Now this is a Queen album. Well, I say album, it's one of their live shows. There's only 20 of these. So somebody's handmade this. There is only 20 of these vinyls on the planet. Which is very strange. Initially I thought it was just 20 in this colour. But no, I have been told and informed by other Queen collectors that there is only 20 in general, so I have an extremely rare one there. Now just because it was released in limited numbers, it doesn't necessarily mean it's worth tons and tons of money. I don't think I paid a lot of money for it back in the day. I think I maybe paid about 30-40 quid for it. A lot of them are very obscure, a lot of them a lot of Queen collectors didn't know about. But yeah, it's nice to get a very limited run of a vinyl there. And here we go again. Remember Freddie Part 3? This one, again, as the first one, not as difficult to get a hold of. The second one just seems to be a bastard for whatever reason. But remember Freddie, again from Italy. All of these were pressed in Italy, so this is like an Italian thing. An Italian job. Right. Queen, King Freddie. A lot, like, it's quite interesting. A lot of, like, if there's any Queen collectors watching my videos, hello. A lot of you guys will maybe not have seen these before. You'll have maybe heard of them, but maybe not seen them. Now, a lot of them, you know, they're quite high quality vinyls. And I'm loving the track listing is just a bit of card. That's all the track listing was in these things. So, get them done, get them printed, get them out as quick as possible. Picture disc it so you don't need to worry about an album sleeve. Right, here we go. So in Scotland we have a festival called Tea in the Park. Well, Queen had a bootleg called Free in the Park. So Queen, Free in the Park, and this was recorded at London's Hyde Park in 1976. Now this is when Queen held a free concert in Hyde Park for their fans as appreciation for them buying their albums. Which is fucking really awesome. You don't hear a lot of bands doing that now. But this is the cover. This is basically it. Just a bit of paper printed on. And there you go. And this is this is generally how a lot of bootlegs came about. It's just a black vinyl in there. So yeah, as I say, so a lot of times this is just generally how vinyls were. A little bit of paper printed. Because bootleg back then, I know it's not legit now, but back then illegal, and a lot of bootleg copies of Queen stuff especially has been destroyed and lost because of bootleggers trying to smuggle out the country that have then been caught, and then the vinyls have just been destroyed. Right, there's another one. This is from New Zealand, I believe, or South Africa. I think it might have been South Africa. Nope, New Zealand. Queen, live in concert. This was only released in New Zealand, so of course I had to get this off of eBay, as I did with a lot of stuff. But this was from 1979 and 1985, so it's from two different shows. So this is fucking ace. Love it. Right, Queen, rarities. So this has got their B-sides. Some of their B-sides, well, one B-side on it. Yeah, one B-side, the rest of the albums are from tracks. So it contains 6 unreleased tracks, so it's a promotional use only. See What a Fool I've Been was their first B-side. For Keep Yourself Alive. Liar, Son and Daughter, that must have been a B-side also. So yeah, but the See What a Fool I've Been, that wouldn't have been released at this time, so unless you got the 7-inch, of course. Queen, Black and White. That was made in Germany. Got some really good bootlegs from Germany. Unfortunately, not a lot of times that these shows, you know, a lot of these bootlegs, not a lot of people put what shows they were from. So it's kind of hard to track them down. Of course you can narrow them down, but it's not as easy. This is just a 12-inch. Thank God It's Christmas. Now, this isn't the track. This isn't the single. This is actually a bootleg. So somebody's just made a bootleg with a name. And Thank God It's Christmas, and it's got quite a lot of show songs on there from 1979, 1982, 1984, 1980, 1981, 85. So it spreads throughout the 80s on that one. Right, this is Queen Absolutely Rare. A fucking awesome still from the Radio Gaga video on that. This is a red vinyl, I believe, and it's a gatefold. So if we flip this out. So I've got to say, some of these bootlegs, people put a lot of work into. Can I zoom out here? So you can see a bit more of this. There you go. So yeah, so we've obviously got Freddie Mercury in the front, John Deacon the bass player, Roger Taylor the drummer, and of course Brian May in the back. So on the side there's no name of what this is, but this is the Absolutely Rare. And it is what it says, it is very, very rare to get. So we open it up, we've got this Queen Absolutely Rare side 1, a nice red or orangish hue vinyl. And vinyl 2 will be exactly the same, obviously with different tracks on it. So that doesn't have a track listing because, sorry, side 2's on down here. And here we go. So you can't tell which is side A and which is side B, so you just sort of have to guess as you go. But I have listened to them, so I think that's why I put them in that specific order. But yeah, these are really, really cool albums. I really love having them. And I highly urge a lot of Queen collectors just to get on eBay, keep checking, because they are out there. I mean, I got all of this, I started collecting all of this about, well, I really stopped about 10 years ago. So I've had these sitting around for quite some time now. Oh, this is a double thing. Oh, tells you more on the back. So it tells you a couple of vinyls that are rare and hard to get. We have one of them, which is Absolutely Enthusiastic, which I showed you at the start there. And there's a couple there. A Cry of Screaming Pain That's Born From Sorrow, Moet and Chandon, and Her Majesty's Secret Service. That's another couple. So it's just like a little advertisement for, probably from this bootlegger's own label, actually. That's probably what that is. So we shall sort that out after, because I'm going to need to rejig that about. Move that there. So, not a lot of people know this, but in the 80s, Queen decided to leave their rock roots just for an album. And they released an album of funk songs. Funk was the thing back in the 80s. So somebody's taken a DJ copy, and which is not for sale, and sold it. So Queen Disco Hits. This has got Back Chat, Dancer, Body Language, Staying Power, Cool Cat, and Another One Bites the Dust. All off of their Hot Space album. Well, I say all off of. Another One Bites the Dust wasn't, but the rest of them were. So we look in the back here. It's from Japan. So somebody's taken this from Japan. And yeah, it says in the bottom there, all tracks from Hot Space except Another One Bites the Dust from the game. So somebody, obviously, who made this really enjoyed that song and just kept that there. Right, this is a bit of a sad one. Queen, Who Wants to Live Forever. This was actually one of the last photos ever taken of Freddie before he passed away. So I don't generally like looking at that one because it's a bit of a shame. But so this is Queen's recording from mixing decks. So yeah, some really good songs there. Procession, Father to Son, Ogre Battle, Son and Daughter from their Queen 2 album, which I highly recommend you checking out. It's really trippy. And Keep Yourself Alive, Seven Seas of Rye, Modern Times, Rock and Roll and Liar, all off their very first album entitled Queen. Really, really good. Really good songs, but yeah. Fred, just before he passed there. A limited picture disc interview, just as is. These are actually quite common. These are probably the most common ones to find. And that's a list of all the picture discs out there. So you've got like Grace Jones, Genesis, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. You've got Queen, Peter Gabriel, New Order, Iron Maiden. That would be a good one to get. Slayer, Poison, Rush, Aerosmith. Tons and tons of bands out there. So these ones are really common and really easy to get hold of. It's just a limited edition interview picture disc again. I have quite a few of these. And that isn't a crack running across the middle. That is just meant to be there. That is actually part of the vinyl. Don't worry, it's not a crack. And that's just the other side of it. So getting on to more of their mainstream ones. Now this is one of my favourite bootleg albums from Queen. This one is fucking awesome, and it's mainly because of the cover. Somebody's put a lot of time and effort in this one, and that is Queen Reigns the World. Now this isn't an official Queen release. This is a bootleg, and it's absolutely epic. It's recorded in West Germany from a radio broadcast. So it's got a lot of songs from them, some instrumentals in here as well, some solos, and some bits and bobs that they were mucking about on. It's fucking brilliant, and it is just epic to get. It's not a gatefold. No, it's not a gatefold. but it's a brilliant, I love that design. I think that's ace. Somebody's put a lot of time and work in that. There's another one as well, I can't remember the name offhand, but you'll see that when I do my CDs about some Queen stuff. There's an album that they did, well, a bootleg, that's got an even better artwork than that, but I'll show you that once I get to the CD one. Right, this is a picture disc of Queen at the BBC. This is an officially released vinyl, so this isn't a bootleg. You can get this on CD in HMV. I mean, it doesn't cost a lot of money, but it's a very, very good show. I was quite surprised at it. Freddie with this little teddy bear there. And yeah, just a really, really good album. Not quite sure what's going on in the back there. I think Freddie's thrown someone over his face, but yeah. Queen at the BBC. Very, very good. And the last one out of here that is Queen related, because I have a few others that aren't, is one of my favourite albums from Queen. And I think I speak for a lot of people with this one. It's a really good album. Just before they made it really famous though, and that is Queen Sheer Heart Attack. So this is their third album. They were initially going to be calling it Queen 3, but somebody gave them a suggestion that they went with. So Sheer Heart Attack. Brighton rock, for anybody who is into guitar solos like we all are. Brighton rock probably has one of the best early Queen guitar solos I've ever heard. Probably one of the best from the 70s. Brian May was a legend on guitar. He still is. Absolute legend. Stone Cold Crazy is another really good one. And In the Lap of the Gods, fucking epic. The Revisited one, which is the last one in the album, there's one earlier on, but the Revisited one is my favourite. And Now I'm Here, which is always a classic tune as well. And Killer Queen, everybody knows. So this album had a lot of really good Queen tracks on there, but yeah, just before A Night at the Opera came out, and then the rest was history, so they say. So that's the first one. So thanks very much for watching. So that is the first part of my Queen records. Sorry if like some of that took too long. I'm sort of still adjusting how I'm going to do these, but I hope you enjoyed the video anyway. Please rate, comment and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And yeah, don't worry, gaming videos will ensue soon, but I will be going through all these. I'll be uploading them every couple of weeks maybe, probably through the week, so as not to interrupt my gaming videos. But yeah, like I say, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you in part 2, where we're going to have even more bootlegs. Tons and tons and tons of more bootlegs. Not as much interview discs in these ones. These are going to be epic. So I shall see you then. Bye.